I'm playing. What is up? What is up, guys? This is the Mark with the Mic, and it's another the MorphinCast by Red Second Wink. I'm Mark with the Mic. I'm joined by Tenacious T.
I am always here.
And today we are reviewing Power Rangers Turbo.
Oh, man. You know, I'm looking at you when you say it, and it's just the sheer agony of actually having to utter those words. Into
So I guess my highlight of this whole series was that I finished it.
You know, actually,
you know what? There's a couple of things. I have a couple of things that are very positive of this series. There's a lot of negative, but I was, you know what? I was trying my best not to have a negative approach to this. So I was trying my best to be very positive and find things that I find positive about this show. Because the last cast we did on Turbo, it was a shit show. We shitted on every little fucking thing.
See, one thing that upsets me with the show is that we were leading in from a pretty decent, good movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that led you on, like, this is about to be, like, fun and entertaining and da-da-da, you know what I mean? Like, and then it was just literally, to me, probably, because it was 45 episodes long, probably 38 episodes of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's literally a handful, maybe two handfuls of episodes.
I won't say handfuls.
Well, because there's like 6 or 7 episodes. I'll say like
I could count on my hand.
No, well, I got 2 hands, so
on one hand.
You know, like there's probably like 6 episodes that were good. Everything else was like, it was
Okay.
you know, it was not there.
So they did something a little different with this series, as in, if you remember, if you actually listened to our last cast on Zero, the way Zero ended was pretty much that was the end of the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So this led into Turbo, a Power Ranger movie, which we will give a full review coming up later on. Later on within the months and sort like that, we will have a full review of all the movies in one cast, and we'll talk more about the Power Ranger movie. So we're not going to really get into it, but you need to see that movie in order to go into Turbo. Like, Turbo starts there and then moves on.
Which was good.
Yeah, it was great.
Because if you recall with the first movie,
it
made absolutely no sense to the world of what we were engulfed in as kids.
Yeah,
You know
we had like a half-naked hot chick giving powers, and then we had Ninja.
Yeah. We had 2 naked girls, which made no sense. Like, it's so crazy how Divatox, which is the name of the villain that we are discussing, they were played by 2 different girls.
Yeah.
And then they just automatically switched them like we wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we were probably
like as a kid, you really don't notice because one, she wears a kind of a face mask. The only thing you probably notice is the things
the boobs, the thighs. She went from a plus girl to a skinny petite girl.
So this is another series of Power Rangers Turbo was another series that leads Tommy as the Red Ranger, Kat as the pink, Adam's the green. Then we get introduced to Justin, the blue, and then we get Aisha, the yellow. No, it's Tanya. Tanya the yellow.
We got rid of Aisha.
I got the wrong. Yeah, Tanya is the
wrong Yellow Ranger.
The wrong Yellow Ranger. I don't want to get like that, but we got those in the beginning of the series. We got those, and then had this was another season that had a change of guard. It had a change of, but this one had almost a full change of guard, except for Justin, which I wish Justin changed.
I wish he was never in it, honestly.
Yeah,
I think me and you were not really fans of kids in Power Rangers, except for check our like Sentai cast.
Oh,
the
we
kids
love
are
the kids.
Fucking badass.
The kids are great.
You know what I mean? They're you know you check out Dire Rangers and like the 2 kids in that are the most diabolical, messed up people.
Yeah.
One's a badass and one's basically he molests girls and then becomes a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Literally, if you want to get technical.
Yeah. He was kind of a perv. So I'll give a little synopsis.
Well, it aired April 19th, 1997 to November 24th, 1997.
Yeah.
Thank God it was only 45 episodes.
This is all right. So there's some like little issues with this season. So this season almost got Power Rangers canceled.
and I completely understand why.
And it lost viewership. It lost a lot of like intention to it.
This
and
is
then,
when I stopped watching.
And then, but then again, it was a good thing because it let the writers have more of a say going to space. So it kind of benefits space, but yeah, in that sense.
Well, it was the lead up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But the ending of the show was probably the best part of the show. Because we know what was coming after that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is based on the Getsu Sensei Car Ranger, which we will be reviewing that will be the next MorphinCast, which I'm so excited to watch.
Oh, me too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm big titty again. Big titty Asian woman. I don't know. I've been loving Asian women ever since Super Sentai. I know. Momo, I still love you. Holla at me.
So a little synopsis. After defeating Malagor in the Turbo Ranger movie, which one thing I actually give this series credit, like the villains have like a Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
In this series.
No, literally 100%.
Which I like. Like they all get together and they all have rankings and shit. And when we talk about the ending of the series, it's really fucked up because there's things that happen and it's just like I want to get into the final.
Leads into
and it's just like it just leads into a whole like messed up shit. Like, yo,
we were misled. Rick Steiner.
Yeah. Scott Steiner is
Sorry, Lagunitas is catching up.
Scott Steiner is always coming up in here. Rick Steiner is the dog-faced gremlin, so he barks. Yeah. So if you hear a dog, then that's Rick Steiner.
There's a dog barking right now somewhere in the world.
So after the Rangers defeated Malagor, the Tommy, Kat, Adam, Tanya, and Justin, they pretty much, this is the synopsis of the movie. Pretty much they defeat her, and Divatox.
Divatox was summoning Malagor out of a volcano and was supposed to marry him, and then you know this was one thing real quick before we continue.
Yeah.
This was the one season where the Rangers actually created their shit themselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you go back and watch the movie, they created these Zords.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's funny how they created it and Zordon had to tell them about it.
Yeah.
It made no sense, but all right, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's also kind of
weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. I actually didn't mind the Zord. I thought, and then the movie wasn't bad. So basically, we'll give our review for the full movie on a later cast. But this one is mainly about the TV show. So in the beginning of the series, for the first like maybe 20 episodes, we have about 25 episodes. 20
of what?
Of Tommy, Kat, Adam.
Yeah, I said there's like 20 to 25 to 30, somewhere around there. Yeah. I didn't write down exactly what time that was.
So we got half the cast. We have half the cast of Zio in here with Justin. And then the other half, we have TJ, we have Carlos, we have Ashley, and we have Casey, which come in later on in the series.
You uttered a word that is just as bad as Rocky, and it upsets me very much.
I fucking hate Carlos. It's funny with Carlos, he came in like mad cocky too. He got friend zoned though.
Yeah, he definitely did. He actually started off as the romantic interest, and then later the next season, we all know what happens with that one.
Yep. So the main villain, Divatox, her crew, Elgar, Wygon, Proto, Crash, and the Creep, the Shadow Rangers. The Shadow Rangers are dumb.
Every Shadow Ranger is dumb.
Yeah. The only ones that are great are Psycho.
Yeah, but they're not Shadow Rangers. So they're Psycho Rangers.
And then Malagor, which was in the movie. Mama D, which is her mother.
Show, you know what I mean? So.
Mama D, which is her mother. And then you had General Havoc and his army.
Yeah, well, that's basically the
the general. That's pretty much the general.
One thing that did change, which is to me probably one of the greatest moments, but also one of the saddest, stupidest moments ever, is we finally got rid of fucking Zordon.
Yeah.
Zordon ended up having to go back to fucking Eltar Right.
And he left like all of a sudden too. Like he was just like, peace out.
I used the shit out of you kids, and I'm going back because I have business, and I'm taking Alpha with me. We lose Alpha, which I'm really upset about.
And then we get
replaced with Demetria,
which is terrible.
Which, oh my god, and I was thinking about this. Demetria, you want to know what she looks like to me? Remember Deuce Bigelow? European gigolo with the penis nose. She reminded me of that girl because she had the veil over her nose. You know what I mean? I guarantee every time she asked a question, it twitched a little bit. She had a penis on her nose. I don't know why I thought of that, but it was funny. But yeah, we got reduced. I mean, like, check our cast. We hate Zordon. Like, we were big Zordon haters. But I would have taken Zordon over Demetria.
Yeah, she was as useless as Zordon.
She was like a wannabe Yoda with no power whatsoever.
Yeah, and she questioned you on everything. She didn't just give you a damn answer.
Stop asking a question with a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what did you really do? You made me figure everything else out. Yeah. You did nothing. At least Zordon attempted. You know what I mean? Like, Zordon made you believe he led shit, when in reality he really didn't. You know what I mean?
And then we had
Alpha 6. Alpha 6 came in, which is basically Alpha, just like a hood version of Alpha.
The ghetto Alpha.
Fucking so dumb. That was really a disappointment, Alpha. You know what I mean? Alpha is one of those perks of Power Rangers that that you can't go wrong with. You know what I mean?
And then also we had one of the disappointing things that happened in this series. And something that's usually our highlight of these series that we watched in the past is Bulk and Skull. They get turned into monkeys.
Which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
They did some silly shit that made me laugh, but then if you just really think about that this guy owns a use bar and monkeys are just walking around and there's no health code or violations there.
Like,
they just bother the shit
out of it. 2 monkeys running. You know how strong fucking monkeys are?
Yeah.
Monkeys can turn. Look at Michael Jackson's Bubbles. Michael Jackson's Bubbles was a cuddly monkey at one point, and then he started fucking people up as they start getting older. They start getting
senile.
There's a technical term for it, but I forget what it is.
Yeah.
But the only funny thing about them being monkeys is that they were just trying their asses off to try and do human shit to make them realize that they were Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
But the logic behind that is dumb because how would they think that these monkeys are Bulk and Skull? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then again, this is one thing that kind of bothered me: the fact that there are monkeys that they still never like morphed in front of them.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, they never morphed in front of them. They're like.
These monkeys can't see. Nobody can see.
Nobody can see this shit. But then again, we got them back later on, which was great because I was happy to get them back. But then there's a lot of issues in that sense whatsoever. So I guess we do, the review of the cast in 2 forms. We reviewed Tommy's team and then reviewed TJ's team.
Yeah, man.
Because there was 2 different... Like, I had issues with Tommy in this series. A lot of issues with Tommy.
Tommy wasn't mentally there.
Tommy's just like, he didn't want to do anything.
He just went through the motions.
So, like, every time they were like, hey, we gonna need this and like that. I gotta teach a class. I'm sorry. I gotta.
But no, I mean, he did a decent amount of fighting and stuff like that.
No, he was but he was very resentful for it. He was just like,
he's like, yo, I'm fucking tired, man. I've been the Green Ranger, I've been the White Ranger, I've been the Red Ranger in Zeo, and now I'm the Red Ranger.
Yo, he's just tired. Like, he just didn't want to be there. Like, you could tell. Like,
he always had those martial art classes in the past, and now he was just driving race cars. Like,
yeah.
Where was his drive? He lost all drive.
Yeah, he was just there. He's like, I gotta teach a class.
Oh, shit.
We'll get you. We'll need you. We'll call you when we need you.
Off my mullet.
Yeah, he was dumb. It was like that. I think Adam took the lead more of the series during that time.
Yeah.
And I actually liked. Again, Adam was the one Ranger that I liked throughout the series. I think he.
His evolution is good. You know what I mean?
He became more he had more characteristics like throughout the whole series, and he was enjoyable to watch. And he took more of the lead than Tommy did because Tommy was barely He was there here and there, but like he was rarely in the series.
The man had no interest in cars. All of a sudden, he's a race car driver.
He's a NASCAR driver. I didn't like they all went to different careers and shit like that, and it was just like
because they graduated high school. You know what I mean? Like the first episode was them.
Fucking Adam fucking became like a stunt man.
Yeah, which was pretty funny.
He became a stunt man. Tanya, the radio thing kind of fit her. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, it made sense.
Kat doing ballet and.
Yeah, but wasn't she a diver?
She was a diver.
She was a swimmer.
Yeah.
What the fuck is she doing?
And then she become ballet. Like, hey, she's still young. Like,
I grew a little bit more fondness for Kat.
Yeah.
That's mainly for her looks, not really for anything else. Because this was like a girl, in Mighty Morphin season 3.
Yeah.
That was from Australia. That literally had no martial arts expertise whatsoever, and then all of a sudden comes in. She was like a Green Ranger for a little bit, and then all of a sudden she replaces Kimberly Hart, which was blasphemy in my book. You know what I mean?
Well, that's more on Kimberly, and they didn't want to be in the team anymore.
Kim, why'd you leave us?
Why did you leave us?
I can't wait till I see you at Comic-Con next week.
Someone creep on you. Hello. Gonna sniff your head.
So then also we got Tanya, like you said, Tanya. She had the show, but she was that they barely even mentioned. There was like two episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with her in it, where Bulk and Skull actually saved the day.
Yeah.
And the monkeys, because it's so funny that you have monkeys on the show. No, it's not. It's not that funny.
Yeah.
Who else we got? We got fucking. First episode, if you recall from the movie, we started off with Rocky as the Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
And then he did some stupid shit where he fucking was really egoed out of his head and really frustrated and decided to hurt himself.
Fill out a ring.
And then he got replaced by a child.
Justin.
But the thing is, Rocky had one appearance the whole show. And it was the first episode when they graduated high school.
Yeah.
And he played it off. He's like, yeah, my back still hurts. And, I'm still working on my karate school. You never had a karate school. What are you talking about? You were more on Tommy's coattail and Adam's coattail than anybody else.
Yeah.
Even though Adam and, Aisha?
Yeah.
They were, they were collectively a unit before that, when they introduced them in Mighty Morphin. You know what I mean? And then they just surpassed them. How are you, the Red Ranger, get demoted to the Blue Ranger and they completely thrown out of the show completely?
Because you're a doo-doo.
Because you suck.
Yeah, that happened.
But
that happened to Rocky.
I did get a better feel, and I missed him a little bit.
Yeah.
Later on when we get...
Yeah, Justin... I think he was one of my biggest reasons why I didn't like the series was Justin.
I think Justin is one of the biggest flops in all of Power Ranger history. There's a lot of bad things in Power Rangers, but Justin is just one of those things. Like his mushroom haircut. That is so 90s. I know so many people, so many of my friends.
He looked like an extra for Three Ninjas.
But what made it so funny was like he's not even morphed and he's beating the shit out of Piranhatrons and Elgar and stuff like that. Like, Divatox is supposed to be this diabolical person who conquered shit.
Yeah.
And a little kid is whooping ass.
Yeah.
Not even morphed. He's not even morphed. He's just a kid kicking ass.
Yeah, and they don't really explain that. They don't really show him, like, really training with, like, Tommy or something like that, or learning how to fight in that sense.
Well, in the movie, he mentioned that his father did have a karate school and stuff like that.
His father was I don't know.
And then his
he was
mom
like a traveling
died
salesman or some shit.
I'm sorry, I show no sympathy to you, Justin. You suck.
I think that was my biggest issue of the series was Justin. Then we had the quasi Sixth Ranger, which was the Blue Centurion. He came in early in the series.
Yeah, he was pretty much intergalactical police officer.
Pretty much RoboCop.
Yeah, pretty much RoboCop.
Like a rated G RoboCop.
What's below G? What is below G?
Yeah,
because that's what he was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I was discussing this with you before the cast. This is supposed to be a intergalactical, space police officer.
Yeah.
He stops crime all throughout galaxies and stuff like that, right? So this guy, I don't have it open. This guy, literally all he does, and every now and then he pops in and whoops some ass.
Yeah.
But every episode, he's just helping old ladies across the street. You know what I mean?
Giving parking tickets.
And for a police officer, he is very manipulated. You know what I mean? He turns evil like 4 times in the show and fights the Rangers. You know what I mean? Like, it pissed me off. Like, I feel like he was just a little gimmick. And our first time around watching it and checking our previous cast, I actually praised him a lot more.
Yeah.
Watching it a second time, I really realized, like, he was just in it to fill.
Yeah.
Fill time spot.
Like, I did like him in the presence of, like, what he could do, his powers and whatnot. I liked when I watched him, I see him fight and when he uses his powers. When he uses Zord, I liked his Zord a lot and shit like that. But him as a character was kind of fucking annoying.
Well, his Zord was him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was him inside of him.
It was a larger version of him.
It was a mini me in him. Yeah. That's basically what that was. Which, he looked cool. I liked him. I liked the gist of him. But he literally did nothing.
Yeah.
He did nothing but get manipulated, brainwashed, and help old ladies across the street.
Yeah.
He should have just helped Bulk and Skull get back to being cops, and they could have done so many parking tickets all day.
They could have been a trio.
Yeah, that would have been pretty funny.
Lucitarian and Bulk and Skull.
That would have been hilarious.
The ticket trio.
So that was the first half.
Any big highlighted episodes of the first half? I think most of the highlighted episodes I have is towards the ending.
I think most of the endings are the ending of the show is probably the best.
And I think actually I think the power transferring episodes were good.
Yeah,
they were interesting. There was things I had problems with because it was just too easy to trust people. Like they were so gullible. They're like, hey, yeah, he fought for us. So yeah, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, well, it's stupid.
They didn't go background checks. They didn't check his criminal records. They don't the one was coming to Angel Grove. One was going to Stone Canyon, and
Cassie. Cassie was going to Stone Canyon to visit some family, and TJ was moving to Angel Grove. First off, who the fuck is moving to Angel Grove? Angel Grove is probably the most famous town on the entire planet because of all the destruction that happens in the Power Ranger history.
Maybe he was getting a construction degree.
I think he was just trying to manipulate the system.
Yeah.
And go there. Well, maybe. Construction, yeah.
Construction is probably like the biggest business in Angel Grove.
Hell yeah. 100%. But any demo removal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Demo cleanup and construction. I think those are the two big jobs there.
People from different countries, all of Mexico went to.
Yeah, man.
And that's not racist in any way. They some hard motherfucking workers.
Yeah, man. Right like Angel Grove, I think if you're a construction worker or a cleanup dude, you're going to make a killing. You'll be a millionaire in that city.
But yeah, that was Cassie and TJ. They met on a bus, and TJ was trying to spit some G to her.
Ashley was a
cheerleader.
Ashley was a cheerleader. Carlos was a soccer player.
Which Kat had also a part in, which...
Yeah.
I don't... That's another thing that just she never was a part of,
Yeah, it was just kind of weird.
And then Carlos was with Adam. Adam was coaching the team.
Like, I was like, when Adam play soccer?
No, well...
Like, I didn't know he played soccer.
He didn't, but I guess he was just trying to be a part of, like, society and, like...
He's trying to do everything?
I don't know.
He's trying to be one with everybody. I'm gonna learn how to. I'm going to coach soccer.
Badass, man.
Even though I never played a game of soccer in my life, I'm gonna coach it. Kick the ball. That's my far as coaching. But yeah, Carlos was kind of a cocky ass character.
They were gonna, like, first watching the show, I didn't think that they were actually going to be like Rangers and stuff like that. I thought they were like Reggie and stuff like that from previous seasons where, they tune in and poke in and stuff like that. And
so one thing I picked up when I first watched it when I was a kid was the fact that why are you guys on the show way too much? And like all of a sudden, like they're always on the show, and I'm like,
don't get me wrong, Ashley's hot. Like she's hot, but she's a horrible everything.
Yeah. So no, but I realized that they're gonna be they're gonna be part of something. I maybe thought it was like a Six Ranger or shit like that, because again, this is this one series that don't actually have a Six Ranger, but they never actually had anyone like. They were like they just became regulars, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
I know.
And then I was just like, all right, so now I gotta learn these guys. And when they transferred the powers, it was just too. It was just too simple.
Just the episode alone of how. The first episode with Cassie and TJ when they're on the bus.
Yeah.
It's Kat and Tommy, and they're driving through the desert, and I forget what they're looking for. They're looking for something, but Tommy gets defeated so easily. This man been through so much shit, and that's all it took was like 3 piranha.
Because he's tired. He don't want to do it no more.
He's like, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah, you get too old for this shit.
Premature grays. My girl left me for a gymnast in Florida. I gotta deal with this cat girl.
Like she's all up on my shit, and I can't even get rid of her.
It's not even that good a pussy. But yeah, he gets knocked out really quick, and then Kat, she gets injured and stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, out of all the new Rangers that come up, because obviously now what we said before, Justin stays as the Blue Ranger.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he does. But Cassie and TJ, if I had to say, are the only ones out of the new cast that actually deserve to be there, because they were there fighting their asses
and even
off.
Cassie was kind of like, nah, I don't want to do this shit, but then TJ kind of pulled her to do it.
Because they were smitten for each other. I thought they were gonna end up being together.
So one thing I like about TJ is the fact that TJ showed initiative in the beginning, like especially when
he's not a punk bitch.
No, he showed initiative. Like, they're in trouble. I'm gonna help them. So he tried his best. All of a sudden, he knew karate as well, because everyone in Angel Grove knows karate. I think that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna move to Angel Grove, learn karate.
But the thing is with Cassie, she wasn't moving to Angel Grove.
No, she wasn't.
She moved. She was going to Stone Canyon to visit her family. And then all of a sudden now, after that introduction episode with them, she is living and going to school in Angel Grove.
Like, I wonder how her family feels.
Did she ever make it there?
No, I don't think she made it.
She never called, never wrote a letter.
She never called or anything. She's like,
Grandma,
what?
I met some people. I'm never coming to visit you.
You know what? This is going to sound really fucked up, but first dude you meet is a black dude, and you're like, hey, I'm going to stay over here with my friend TJ.
Where's she staying at? Whose house is she staying at?
I don't know. Maybe Ashley's.
Where's TJ staying at? Did they get a bungalow together?
Maybe. They're roommates.
They're going to high school.
They sleep in the command center.
They got no fucking money. I didn't see them.
I
didn't see them working. I didn't see none of that shit.
So, that's the weird thing. Like, see, TJ was coming to Angel Grove by himself.
Yes, and he's in high school.
And he's in high school. Cassie is going to Stone Canyon by herself. Like,
and she's in high school.
It would have made more sense if they're going to college in these cities. Then it would make more sense for them being by themselves.
See, that's
but they're still
problem
kids.
With the show. The writing fucking sucks, bro.
It just don't make sense.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense. Another thing that don't make sense. All right, Diva Talks finds out that she has a sister in the world.
Yeah.
And then that's automatically assuming that it's Demetria.
Because they have the same names.
And that was one episode that they mentioned that, and then they never mentioned it again.
Yeah. At least, like, what you could have easily did was, like, they sensed each other.
Yeah. Or maybe battled it out at one point,
No, like...
Maybe melted the cold heart of Diva Talks a little bit, where she's sort of skeptical of
I
things
feel
that
like
she does.
I feel like they should have had, like, that Jedi presence with each other. Like, they could sense each other doing something.
The simple fact
at least
of
that,
putting
so
Bulk
it
and
shows
Skull,
it.
who are the anchors of the show, turning them into monkeys and then making them invisible.
Yeah, that was dumb too.
And then all of a sudden, when they're not invisible no more, which was like 3 episodes, their whole focus is trying to find jobs, which I thought was hilarious. It was so funny.
That was probably one of the highlights of the series.
Me too. I really, really, truly enjoyed that.
And they did everything.
But they were just failed miserably.
They were toll truck drivers. They were UPS. They were cops. They were detectives. They were cooks. They were They did everything. You named the job. If there was a job in this city, they did it.
The best job that they had, which would be in my episode section, but I'll say it now, is when they gave tours of the famous of the famous battle scenes and stuff like that, and they're like, one thing you do is you never scream.
Yeah.
And then another thing you do is you never run.
Yeah.
And then a monster showed up and they screamed.
I ran.
It's hilarious. Like they. Their essence coming back, like in the physical form, was also like a highlight.
I was just happy to see them again because
where the fuck does a cheerleader and a soccer player qualify as a Power Ranger? It's fucking dumb. At least Billy had fucking smarts. Kimberly got dragged into it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
and then Justin was kind of the brainy kid.
Yeah.
He was the one that had the brain, so. I think the fact that
a little kid that got promoted to high school, and had a problem making friends.
You know what? I had issues with him as well, as in he's like has to qualify. Like you remember the strongman one that he did in that episode
where he was really really strong and he thought it was him because he was working out.
And I'm like,
stupid fucking kid.
And I'm just like, won't they like yo, you're too young to be doing this shit. You gonna stay short. No one ever says shit like that.
See. The reason why we lost our loved Rangers, even though most of them weren't loved, you know what I mean? But Divatox had a dream that her mother came to her, and she looked like Medusa and shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, she utters the most simplest thing, get rid of the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
And then she, literally she listens and it fucking wins.
Yeah.
One thing, Divatox, she probably accomplished more in this season than Rita and Zed and Mondo did in all those seasons.
Yeah.
She actually not what you call it? Zed and Rita did blow up the command center.
Yeah, but it was kind of accidental though.
Which led into Zeo.
It was kind of accidental though.
They did do that,
and that was even dumb. That was
twice.
That was Rito and Goldar that did it.
Divatox won twice.
Yeah.
She eliminated the Red Rangers, which they literally, I'm sorry, I have to cut this off. That episode where the transfer of the powers.
Yeah.
They didn't even know that they were becoming Power Rangers.
No, they didn't.
All of a sudden, we're in the chamber and everything. Zordon comes back, Alpha comes back, Divatox is there, Alpha 6 is there, and then the new Rangers are standing there. They were kidnapped.
Yeah. They were kidnapped and placed on a mountain.
And
a man-made
mountain. Become a Power Ranger. And then Dimitri literally said, "They will know no rest." They you slave. This is a sweatshop. Power Rangers turned into a sweatshop.
Yeah.
Man. I'm telling you, that's just fucked up.
Man, and then they had a man-made mountain that they all could look at them. I was just like, "You are the Power Rangers." And, did you wear the suit?
And the fact that they transferred the powers. What, they didn't live in the town no more, Tommy and all them? They just vanished off the planet?
Yeah. Tommy left town. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to take my car and drive as far as I fucking can.
Adam's not the coach of the soccer team, though?
I know. They all left the fucking team, and they all just left.
Kat's not cheerleading. She's not doing none of that.
They just, broke out.
Makes no sense. That's where the shitty fucking writing comes in, man. That's the downfall of this show, is the shitty writing.
Yeah. They had jobs and shit, and then all of a sudden they just gone. They all gone.
Gone. Well, I did like that, the suits and stuff like that. I thought the suits was
so
cool,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The suits were good. I like the suits. They weren't bad. I was a little sad there wasn't a Sixth Ranger. I think they could have maybe created something off the Sixth thing,
what would have been?
No.
I think Bulk and Skull deserves to be Rangers, man.
Yeah, the Black Ranger. Be a Black Ranger suit.
They should be the real Shadow Rangers.
Yeah, it's funny. They actually have a little comic miniseries that they got Ranger powers.
Bulk and Skull deserve their own show.
Skull is the Purple Ranger, and I think Bulk was the Orange Ranger. And one is a pig, and one is I forgot the other one was. But yeah, they have their own little comic series in the Boom Comics. Yeah, the suits were cool. The weapons were cool. I actually liked the Zords. I didn't think the Zords were bad.
I mean, I liked the overall Zord. I hated the numbers on it.
Yeah,
but I liked the Zord. I didn't like the car aspect because one, it eliminated the Pink Ranger was always a flying Zord.
Yeah.
It was no longer flying.
You know
what I mean?
They all walk around.
That was like their what is the word I'm looking for? Like that was her cliche. That was her thing.
I was fine. I was fine with it being a truck. Like again, this was the theme, so it made sense.
What were the names of the cars? We can tell them that. You know what I mean? Desert Storm and.
I know Wind Chaser was the red. I didn't even look at that, so.
Neither did I. I didn't even bother to think about it. I apologize, everybody.
Arsenal. Okay, let's go. Zords. You had Red Lightning. You had Mountain Blaster. You had Desert Thunder. Dune Star and Wind Chaser.
Which means a bunch of fighting cars.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 extra cars that flew in.
Yeah,
which
were just
AIs, like alien cars, which made no sense at all.
Yeah, and they actually come back later on in the series as well.
They come back in space.
Yeah.
That one episode.
Oh, the car was called the Red Lightning. Even the small car was called Red Lightning. And then Mountain Blaster is blue. Desert Thunder is green. Dune Star is yellow, and Wind Chaser is pink. And then they had like the mini vehicles, which was still when it was the Red Lightning, and it was the Blue Ranger one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the Zords. I didn't mean it, and then they got the Turbo the Super one.
Yeah. No, they. You know, but
the Rescue Megazord.
I can never understand. Every Zord that we get, is the greatest, most powerful Zord ever, and then
they gotta sell you the
outdone by another Zord.
They gotta sell you the toys, man.
20 episodes later.
They gotta sell you the toys.
I know we say the same thing over,
It
just doesn't make sense. Stop saying it's the most outstanding fucking Zord in the world, and then 20 episodes later it becomes obsolete.
What? They're gonna be like, oh, this like, oh, you're gonna get these new Zords. They had new trucks, just like that. So how the power is?
They destroyed a Zord. They destroyed it. Like let's destroy this Zord to beat this guy, and it doesn't even work.
Yeah.
You're wasting taxpayers' monies, motherfucker. Like
I don't think taxpayers pay for the power.
They have to. They have to tap into something. There has to be some type of fraudulent
it's a intergalactic thing.
If I was the IRS, I'd be fucking coming in. Like, where is this money coming from? Because, like, you're building shit, you have to get supplies.
Yeah.
Where's Alpha 6 getting this shit from?
I don't know. He robbing people.
They are... You remember Transcendence, the movie with Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
They tap into everybody's bank account and steal, like, 25 cents.
That's what Alpha does. That's what Alpha was doing all those billions of years. He was hacking into motherfucking shit.
They were the ones that made Netflix from $10.99 to $12.99. That's basically that. It makes... It just shows like the writing is just trash. You know what I mean?
So like
Divatox was a billionaire.
Yeah.
She stole so much gold, and she was she had so much shit, and she was so upset that she didn't have enough.
Yeah, and then later on they got the Rescue Zords, which was Lightning Fire Tamer, which was red. Lightning Fire Tamer, yeah. Siren Blaster, which was blue. Thunder Loader, which was green. Star Racer, which was yellow, and Wind Rescue was pink. And they made a bigger Zord. Pretty much, we didn't even talk about him yet, but the Phantom Ranger brought in this big ass train-looking truck that all the Zords fit in, and
so dumb.
It was their version of Pyramidas.
It was like Lightspeed Rescue.
Was it Pyramidas?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Pyramidas at least served the purpose and flipped it upside down and shit. You know what I mean?
Like that one just was the background, and they gave it the guns. Like
here, I carted your ass here.
But one thing I did like,
saved you some gas.
I did like the fact that it just shot people in the face.
Yeah, no, I mean that was cool.
Yeah, I dig that. I dug that. Another Ranger we didn't talk about, which we just mentioned right now, was the Phantom Ranger. He came in during the TJ Cassie.
He sort of had like the Gold Ranger feel, like the beginning of the Gold Ranger. You
know
what I mean? Where it was like a mystery of what he was. He had like a Predator aspect where he was camouflaged.
Yeah.
But when he was standing still he was camouflaged. But when he moved, he left a little shadow.
Yeah.
Going on, and He was cool. He looked cool.
Yeah, he looked cool.
And I actually watched videos of the Sentai version of him.
Yeah.
And he's more badass. He's more entailed in Sentai.
Yeah.
Than he is in America. But
Usually that happens.
But you know what my problem is with this. You know, fucking Cassie fucking falls in love with this guy.
He's a man of mystery.
Okay, man of mystery. The man could look like a fucking cockroach underneath there.
And maybe she'll love him for that.
I don't think so.
She'll love his face.
Cassie was after TJ for a split second, and then next on to another Black Ranger. So bad. I mean, Shadow Ranger was cool. Like, he was there for a purpose, and he didn't disclose his purpose for a bunch of episodes, and then he ended up just, after he served his purpose, he was gone.
Yeah, and then,
actually... I would have kept the Shadow Ranger over Blue Centurion.
Actually, he kind of goes more into depth with the whole thing with Zordon and everything like that, because while Zordon... We go later in the series, Zordon gets captured, and he does the SOS and everything like that. The Shadow Ranger is one of the people that contact him let them know he's on the mission to getting Zordon back.
Well, when that happened, Divatox was going to the command center.
Yeah.
And about to blow that motherfucker
Let's not
up.
get in there yet.
But I have a bunch of notes about that.
Yeah. So we're going into like the episode part of this series. There's not a lot of big episodes that like really I feel like this cast is so negative so far, so hopefully we have some good episodes and we can actually really at least make it somewhat positive. This was a tough series to go through. Like, honestly, rewatching this, it was a chore. This series was a chore to get through. Like, I had to really like just sit down and just like at least let 5 episodes just pass, because I couldn't keep doing that. But yeah, that's Tommy making the flushing noise.
What'd you say?
So going in, our next things that's up. We did talk about the Zords. We talked about the suits. We did like the suits. I did like the weaponry. I liked the mini car that turned into a blaster. One thing I saw on the Super Sentai, they actually have like little go-karts, which I was a little mad they didn't really have in the series.
I always got to add that the Super Sentai footage is always like so far superior.
Oh, so one thing I'm going to highlight.
So good, man.
One thing I'll highlight, especially with the Sentai thing, is Elgar. Elgar, when he looks angry as shit.
No, he broke the fourth wall, bro.
Yeah.
He turned and talked to the kids. He was the originator.
I liked
of
Elgar.
The fourth wall breaker, man. He's like Ferris Bueller of monsters.
So, as in Broken Skull was to this, like, that helped when they came back, they made the series more entertaining. I think the one person that was constantly entertaining throughout the series was Elgar.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. I understand why he went to space as well.
He was like a puppet.
Like, he was just a funny character. He was just there.
I mean, I liked the guy that looked like a fucking, I forget his name. He looked like a Christmas ornament. He was funny. Mm-hmm. Actually, every single one of them were funny in their own sense. You know, when Divatox lost her memory, which would be
she was working in a diner.
What's his face, who looks like he's in a big globe thing. He comes walking in dressed as a girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's funny. Like I feel like the monsters, they were like the bulk and skulls
of the
series, and when we didn't have the bulk and skulls of the series.
I feel like this series, I think the bad guys were the more entertaining part of the series. I think the shenanigans they did, I think Divatox was great.
Yeah.
I think she was a great villain. She was a fun villain.
But there was 2.
Yeah.
Divatoxes.
Well, it doesn't matter, but they both were fun.
What Divatox would be? What one was better for you?
You know what?
I specifically wrote that down.
I will have to say the ones depending on the episode.
The Carol Hoyt one, which was the original one, she was fun. I mean, it was like, because we go straight from the movie into that, and we're like, wow, that's not Divatox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she went through more shit, and then all of a sudden, in a split second, the old one, Shepard, I think that's her last name. I forget her name.
Yeah.
But she ends up coming back in, and then literally she dropped like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The boobs were a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But I liked her better because she was the movie. That was the Divatox that we knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, back to what you were saying. Like the monsters, the henchmen
They all had personalities.
They were
great.
fun as fuck, and they didn't give a shit about each other.
No.
They kept turning on each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Elgar kept getting, like, he was like the test dummy of everything.
One of my favorite things of Elgar is when he got the hair.
Yeah.
They're like, no! He kept, like, playing with his hair. He had, like, a huge-ass wig on his big-ass head.
He was Divatalk's nephew.
Yeah. He was a really funny character. I'm actually looking forward to getting to know him in the Super Sentai. But I think he was one of the characters that if the show was bad, when he came on, I got a good laugh. He made me giggle. He made me laugh.
He was fun as shit.
And he looked cool.
When he was Sentai version, he looked demonic as shit.
Oh, shit. Because his eyes are very
and
evil looking.
his head was more like... he looked like Earthworm Jim a little bit. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, he had a lot of funny stuff. I actually liked him a lot.
And another thing that was bad writing with it, like half of the season, they weren't making monsters.
No,
they were just monsters, and then all of a sudden, Divatox was like, "Make me a monster."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where that's where the infamous TJ stupid fucking one lines start coming in.
I'm gonna toss your salad.
We're gonna toss your salad. Yo, you are so gay.
So
bro.
Mike, while you listening to this cast and netting it, please put that in the link. We were going to put that toss the salad.
Please, we're going to toss your salad.
Yo, that's one thing I'll say before we get into the episodes.
That was one of the funniest episodes.
CJ has some of the worst one-liners ever. I like TJ a lot, but goddamn, the writers had something against him or something like that. They gave him some fucked up lines, but that was one of them that I'll put the link on the podcast when we post it up on SoundCloud.
I mean, we've already seen the show. Obviously, we do have a cast on it.
But that was something that I didn't remember, so I was watching it and I was off. I was like,
he hit me. He was like, "Yo, listen to this." I was like, wow. I was like, this thing is really out the box. Thank God it was for kids, where kids don't know what that is. You know what I mean?
And he said it so proudly.
Yeah, like fiercely, like, we're gonna toss your salad.
Yeah.
Like, no, TJ, please stop.
So, let's talk about memorable episodes, I guess.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Episode 26 to me is the episode stands out the most besides the ending episodes. You know what I mean? Because episode 26 is nobody believes Bulk and Skull about how they saw an alien ship crash inside the water.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind we're in Angel Grove. Mm-hmm. So much shit has happened in Angel Grove. Why wouldn't you believe Bulk and Skull doing that?
Like, it should be a regular thing now. Like, shit happened and you're like,
they have a monster alarm. Like, Kansas has a tornado warning and a tornado whistle. Alarm. They have a monster alarm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the same episode where I spoke of before, where they did the tours.
Yeah.
And then they, they were touring like, oh, this is where the piggy monster ate all the fucking food, and just the simple fact that they acknowledged a couple of the old monsters. You know, like a nod to them. I thought that was really cool.
That was a good episode.
And that was actually the first episode where the old Divatox came back.
Yeah.
So that episode to me, and then they ended up going inside the building, and they were like, yo, the floor 43 has the best food. We'll see you later. Because Lieutenant Stone is not a lieutenant no more. Yeah. He's not even a private eye no more. He took over Ernie's juice bar. Yeah. And where did Ernie go?
He went to the Amazon.
He went to the Amazon to go and build bridges for the less unfortunate. You fat fuck. You barely know how to make shapes.
You know what they should have done? Like, maybe in space, have Ernie come back and he's mad skinny.
Mad skinny.
And brolic as shit. Like running a juice bar. Like, now he's doing everything running around
healthy. With those Amazonians.
And he comes back with 3 wives.
I found me a Colombian chick.
Comes back with 3 wives and everything.
But then, Lieutenant Stone took over the juice bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which was no longer outside, which was in the last season. You know what I mean? Bad writing.
I will say one of the ones I liked. The Passing the Torch episode, as much as I have issues with it, I did like what they did. Like, all right, they're building these characters. I saw what they did. They kind of did a rush. They rushed it.
Yeah, no, it should have been like a 3-part episode.
But I did like those episodes.
Where there was no really continuous episodes. Yeah. Where it was like to be continued.
Yeah, it was only the Honey, I Shrunk the Rangers. That was a 2-parter.
Which was a pretty funny episode.
That was a dumb episode. And then the Passing the Torch, which was 2 parts. And then the final episodes were 2 parts. That was the only things that continued. Other than that, none else really continued. I did like that. I liked the introduction of Blue Sectarian when he first came in. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked the confusion.
Yeah, no.
Confusion.
I know you hit me up. Like,
so
I love that song. I'm like, I fucking hate that song.
I really like that episode.
I'm confused on the confusion.
I like that episode because it's so campy as hell. And that's the reason why I like it.
The only reason why I like that episode is because Cassie took the song like she's the one that fucking wrote it, and she definitely didn't.
But the song also took over her, so basically she was pretty much...
Yeah. No, I get that.
And I like the fact that the song the song is so annoying, but the fact that you hear it the whole time, it stays in your fucking head. And that's why I was just sharing it everywhere.
All you heard was like 3 bars and then the chorus of Confusion.
I thought I liked that episode.
The band was actually part of Divatox's thing. You know what I mean?
I liked that episode. I liked it. What was that episode?
I liked the episode with Ashley. It was actually one of the first episodes when they transferred over with Ashley and the fashion thing.
She has terrible taste in clothes.
Yes, but honestly, those clothes would be more relevant today because flannel is very in.
Oh, no.
Flannel is so in, and I love flannel.
She wears a lot of brown.
But the simple fact that Blue Sectarian put on a big-ass flannel shirt and got manipulated by that. You know, to me, that just resonated. I thought that was hilarious.
That was a decent episode. I just didn't... she had terrible fashion sense. Like, what's up with the brown?
She even said that she had terrible fashion sense.
Yeah.
But she wore that fucking flannel in every episode.
But you know what she could do really good? She could fix cars.
No, she can't.
Ashley can.
Ashley got pulled. Remember
Bulk
Skull, where she broke down, and Bulk and Skull were truck drivers at the time.
No, she fixed their car.
At the end of it.
Yeah, she got good at fixing cars.
Yeah, that doesn't mean she's good at it. She probably YouTubed it.
There was no YouTube at the time.
I know, but I'm thinking of now.
They didn't have YouTube then.
Fucking crazy.
Oh man, I actually, you know what episode I actually liked? I thought it was just a stupid episode, but it was funny. Cassie's best friend, which was the dog turned human.
Yeah, no, that was funny. I actually think that was the same dude that played Thor in the later episode. Yeah, in the later season. Remember
Probably.
When Thor was in like Wild Force or something like that?
I could see.
I think he was actually the same guy that played that role. Okay. But it was so dumb. It was so stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
I liked the Rival Ranger episode. That's the one with Bobby hitting on all the girls, and he had all the girls.
Yeah, Cassie and Ashley fighting over.
Oh, man.
And he didn't like either of them.
Yeah, he went for another girl.
Whatever her name was.
Man, damn.
And he just wanted to learn how to dance.
Yeah, he was like, just teach me to dance. I don't care about you. But I think the best part of the series...
I liked
what else
the Divatox. She lost her memory.
That episode was good.
The pizza store. You know, like, that was hilarious.
That was a fun one.
She kept making pizza with weird shit on it. Taking bites out of pizzas, and everybody would coming up the counter like, I might be wrong, but there was a bite taken out of my pizza.
Yeah, that was actually a really good episode. I did like that one a lot.
I think that was her last episode too, Carol Hoyt. Yeah. I think that was her last one.
And then I liked the finale. I think the finale...
Carol Hoyt stayed on as Demetria. She was always Demetria for the rest of the show. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I did like the ending. I liked the fact that...
The last 3 episodes was fucking great writing. Yeah. Like, they saved it. Like, all the bullshit happened in the beginning. Yeah. And they saved it for the end. And I wrote a whole bunch of shit about it. You know what I mean? Like, they cornered the Rangers by the power chamber. You know, by the command center. Yeah. And then they went and hid inside the command center. Whatever happened to, having power coins to enter?
I said the same shit.
They fucking rappelled down and they did some fucking under siege shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like.
So, I was watching with Doom and I'm arguing. I'm telling Doom about this.
Doom was probably hating the fucking shit.
I was like, it's Doom. What the hell? I thought you needed a power coin to get in this damn command center. Like what? Demetria fucked up locks.
But then
locks
again,
up?
how did Goldar and fucking?
They were underneath it though. Yeah,
but that was still in the power chamber.
No, they were like underneath. They dug a hole underneath.
What? Isn't the chamber in the chambers underneath it? But it was. That's the way that it worked in Zeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Zeo, remember they walked through the portal and they went into one of the chambers below the command center?
No, but they went all the way under. They're like under.
I'm so confused, man. This command center, I'm telling you, these taxpayers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Check your bank accounts,
Whatever.
guys, all right?
I don't know.
This is before debit cards, so every time you swipe the check back in the day.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy because, I said the same thing. I was arguing with Doom. I was like, yo, they're supposed to have power coins to get in this damn place. How the fuck they breaking in?
They break in, and then Elgar takes Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
And then, oh my god, he broke the capsule. It's like, motherfuckers can't come back ever again. Yeah. Because Demetria left. She boogied. She's like, I'm gone. I'm out of here.
One thing I liked about it, and one thing I give it credit, is the fact that in the beginning they made a monster that the Zords can defeat. So the first one, they self-destructed. Yeah. The Zord and try to blow it up, and then they saw that it did not work.
Like, you just wait. You destroyed your first Zord.
So they destroyed both their Zords to try to beat this monster, and they still didn't beat his ass. And then they going pretty much in human form and shit like that. They lost their powers, they lost their thing, and then they lost the command center. So this is the first series that actually suffered a loss.
Well, that and the end of Mighty Morphin Season 3.
But this one was more.
This one was Zordon's captured.
They lost everything.
Demetrius captured.
Divatox won.
Divatox won. Yeah, she said "Viva la Diva." Viva la Diva. That was her line.
Divatox won, and then she got like, "Yo, fuck the world, come."
And that's when we first got introduced to Dark Sector.
Yeah.
Which is
like the Kingpin.
What's his face from the movie? His brother.
Yeah.
They look exactly the same.
Magnor. Magagor, yeah.
Yeah, just rewind.
Yeah.
Rewind to go back to that.
Yeah. You said his name earlier.
Malagor, yeah.
So, yeah.
But then it goes to, they were fighting and they lost the power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden Justin goes to Nazada, whatever.
Yeah.
Nasadata, whatever the hell their fake NASA is.
Yeah.
How does a little kid breaks into a high clearance military facility, breaks into it, and then goes and runs up to the commander-in-chief and tells them the Power Rangers need their billion-dollar space shuttle, and he just drops it at the dime of a hat.
Yeah.
All because they say like one word. It was like Elgar or Algar or Elgar, wherever Zordon's from.
Yeah.
They're like Elgar was defeated.
Yeah.
Oh, how the fuck does this guy know all about this?
I don't know. There's a lot of fishy shit. They let a bunch of teenagers into a rocket ship with no spacesuit.
Yeah. They don't even know how to pilot the ship.
Well, they probably had pilots in there already.
Yeah, but once they get into space, what are they doing?
Oh, they didn't have nobody. Andros probably killed them.
Beep, boop, 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 boop.
Andros probably killed them.
Wow. I wish Andros would have murdered them all. That
Yeah.
would have been nice. Like, flew up to them like, I don't like this.
We're one season away for the death of Zordon.
One of the single greatest moments ever.
But I did like the ending. I liked the Divatox one. This is the first time they had a sense of loss. Like, fully lost everything. They lost everything. They lost their powers. They lost the Zords. They lost the command center.
Now, when they were running onto the ship, they were running on as people. They weren't running on
Exactly. They didn't have
Rangers.
spacesuits.
You don't think there's a billion cameras around? They finally knew who the Power Rangers were right then and there.
But they didn't really change or anything. So they were just three teenagers running into a spaceship.
14.
Yeah, 4. And then Justin... I would put Justin.
I'm so happy. He made the greatest sacrifice in Power Ranger history.
Yeah.
By staying behind and saying, fuck this.
Yeah.
I want to stay with my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Dad
then
got
watch
a
his
new
dad
job.
probably ended up beating him after that. You're never home. You're always crying at me.
Yeah. And then he's still in Angel Grove. I thought they moved out of Angel Grove.
I don't know.
Because remember, we go into the review of Space. He comes back. They come and see him in space.
Yeah. Well, one time he had that one. It was the Forever Blue episode, or like True Blue episode.
Yeah, with his truck finds him.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Turbo.
Oh Lord.
Oh man, I'm glad we're done.
All right, we just went through basically every little thing. Just give me a quick rundown of your highlights.
The whole thing with the pizzeria, I thought it was pretty cool.
Hilarious.
The ending was great. Elgar was like 5
awesome.
stars. Elgar was 5 stars.
Elgar should have made our henchman list.
We should have.
Remember,
you know what? I feel bad that he's not in it. So he's he's the honorable mention.
The thing, honorable mention, because honestly, there are better henchmen than him.
He was just funny as hell.
He was.
And I just think that.
But then
honestly,
again, we made that cast before we revisited Turbo. You know.
So honestly, if you would put Goldar, Rito, Elgar, and Bulk and Skull into a show, I will watch that.
That would be hilarious.
Just have them like on a table playing poker.
Be like the real world with all of them together. You know what I mean? Like
this is a true story.
The Jersey Shore of them. You know what I mean?
This is the true story.
Where Bulk, Skull, Elgar, Goldar, Rito live in the same house together. And what happens? That would be pretty funny.
This is a true story.
I would sell that.
Of 5 monsters and 2 humans. No, with 3 monsters and 2 humans living together in Angel Grove.
Maybe they went to Stone Canyon and finally fucked them up.
Right. Let's blow up Stone Canyon.
Man, I've never seen Stone Canyon, but I hate them. I do. I hate them. They've always the
They give us Rocky.
Like to me, I grew up in a town called Rocky Point on Long Island.
Yeah.
The town rival was Shoreham.
Okay.
It was the Rocky Point Eagles and the Shoreham Wildcats. We hated each other. I mean, it was stupid school shit, obviously, but Stone Canyon was the rival of the and they were the Tigers.
Yeah.
But what was Stone Canyon?
Angel Grove was the Tigers.
Yeah, Angel Grove was the Tigers. What was Stone Canyon?
I don't fucking know.
That's something to look up. No, I mean, we don't have to do it right now. We can do it later.
I have no clue what they were. They were something. They were the frogs. I'm just going to say they were frogs.
I think highlights with me, I think, well, one, and I haven't mentioned this at all, I witnessed in an episode with Tommy. Tommy had a Green Ranger communicator on.
Yeah.
And that was a very small, minuscule thing, but I noticed it. And I thought that was really, really cool. Because that was like a nod to the past a little bit, you know what I mean? I thought that was cool. I thought when Bulk and Skull finally came back to what Bulk and Skull is, you know what I mean? Like, they were so much fun. Just all the jobs that they tried to do, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I like Elgar. Elgar was hilarious. All the henchmen, all 3 of them were like the 3 stooges of henchmen. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed that. The fact that Zordon's gone I was really happy about, but he left us with somebody that was worse, which I never thought in a million years would be possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like this is not a show that I really truly recommend to people to watch.
Not at all.
But if you are the buffs like we are, I mean, you have to go through it in order to get where we're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The future, the next season of Americanized Power Rangers, the next season is worth the bullshit of Turbo.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's worth it. You have to go through Turbo to get where we're going. You know
yeah, and where we're going,
we don't need roads.
No, we don't. We got
Even though they go back to Earth numerous times.
Yeah. So, Stone Canyon don't have a team. They don't have a name for it.
So they're just Stone Canyon.
It's Stone Canyon.
They're canyons.
Yeah.
It's just the Grand Canyon versus the Tigers.
It's like a Yosemite Sam face. That's their team logo.
The Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah. This was a really tough one to get through. Thank you, Elgar, Bulk and Skull, to keeping it fun.
First half of Bulk and Skull. Even though them talking as monkeys, it is kind of comical.
Yeah, it was funny. It just got played out really fast.
It was just cheesy.
It got played out really fast.
Yo, one thing I was thinking about too is the many seasons that Bulk and Skull is in it.
Yeah.
Right? All the shit that gets splashed on them.
Yeah.
The water bill on the Power Rangers show must be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't have cancer nowadays with all the crap that was thrown on. Every single episode, either Lieutenant Stone or them were covered in concrete, shakes, fucking this, that. You know what I mean? Like, they are covered in something every single episode. And to me, I tilt my hat. I do that Tim the Toolman Taylor fucking, salute to them.
Yeah.
Because they literally went through the ringer in every single season. That's why I love Bulk and Skull, man. That's why I really do, because they were very comical and they literally put in work. You know what I mean? They did. Yeah. They went. They even mentioned it in, and they were. Oh my God! I forgot about this one episode. I'm sorry. The one episode where they were getting framed for stealing the packages.
Oh, yeah. The one where CJ was, like, doing detective work with them and helping them out.
Like, that episode, to me, meant the world to me because Bulk and Skull finally got straight hands-on acknowledgement from the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Bulk and Skull were finally accepted by the people he was surrounded.
Yeah.
Bulk and Skull weren't even in high school anymore and still hanging out at the juice bar. I don't know why that is. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. But that episode alone, the Power Rangers stood up because they were about to get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
And and I mentioned this on our old cast from 2 years ago. That to me, with Bulk and Skull is probably one of the greatest moments besides what happens at the end of Space.
Yeah.
Which I won't ruin that for any new viewers that haven't been tuning in. That Bulk and Skull episode was probably a defining moment for them, where the Power Rangers finally stuck up for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then at the end, was accepted by TJ and everybody,
Yeah.
and then Bulk was really moved by, like, I love you, TJ, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I just have to throw that out there. That was a very emotional
really cool.
episode for me, you know what I mean?
So, if you got to review this season, out of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest, what would you rate the series?
4.
4. That's 4 is a good number.
I won't give it a 500.
So, something that our co-podcaster, Mike, asked me on the Guest Better Shortcast. I thought I'd give the question to you and see what you would do. He asked me if I could delete one season out of everything that we have watched already. So we can even go back to the ones that we already reviewed. If you could get rid of one season only, which season would it be?
What's the one with the robot Red Ranger?
Overdrive?
Overdrive would be gone.
Overdrive would be gone?
In a heartbeat.
I said season 3. Mighty Morphin.
I'd rather season 3 of Mighty Morphin than Overdrive the entire season.
I hated
the only good thing about Overdrive was the Black Ranger. He was a cocky, fucking conceited dude.
Yeah, and he got tired after a while too.
Yes, but that season was just fucking so dumb. It was just a waste of life. You know what I mean?
I'm not looking forward to that one.
I'm so happy that's so far down the line. You know what I mean?
So we're gonna wrap this up.
That was a really good question.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up. This is the MorphinCast for September. We are. This is our review for Power Rangers Turbo.
We got some episodes coming out soon.
We have the special Ranger cast coming up. We have the movie cast review, and then we also we're going to be doing Super Sentai Car Ranger and Space are all on the lineup within this year. So
within the next 3 months should be all positive casts.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe 4 because Space and Super Sentai Space I'm very looking forward to.
Yes, well, we got Sentai Turbo.
Space.
We have Space,
and then
Sentai Space, and then we got Lost Galaxy. And Lost Galaxy is another tough one.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? So
I do not like that.
So 3 for the next 3 months. And then we got a bunch of extra side episodes. You know, we try and dish out as much as we can as time goes. You know what I mean? It's not just a TV show episode. It's just the lore of Power Rangers in itself.
Exactly.
You know?
So we do have those coming up. We do have the movie reviews, and then we also have the Special Ranger, which will be put up next week.
A reamped movie review.
A reamped one. So we're doing all our casts reamped and everything like that. There's going to be a lot more content coming. So yeah, definitely stay tuned.
There's no slowing down the MorphinCast.
Please follow all our social medias on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, SoundCloud, YouTube, Red Cycle Inc., and Mark with the Mic, and Twitch TV, Mark with the Mic.
Follow me on Instagram, T_DA_GUN, Twitter, T_Ilson.
There you go.
I'm also going to be starting my own cast of sneakers if anybody's interested in the sneaker world. I'm a very sneaker big fetish guy. I would like to give a quick shout out to everybody please hop in the emails of Lagunitas and tell them please sponsor us because they are our unsponsored sponsors that we love to death. Every single cast that we've had for the last 2.5 years has always been sponsored by Lagunitas.
Yes,
and we still not got free shit. Not got nothing. But also, shout out to my boy Tristan from Game On. Game On is a retro video game store on Long Island. Two places that they have. They have one out in Smithtown. They have one out in Miller Place. Tristan, very good friend of mine, very avid listener, very big supporter of us, just celebrated the birth of his third child, his daughter Tessa.
So, congratulations.
Congratulations to you, brother. I can't wait to see you. Tell Thomas I'm going to whoop his ass the next time we have a video game off.
There you go.
Also, a big shout out to one of our avid listeners as well, to the Max, Sean, which he might be dropping in for a little cameo.
Yeah, we might have him for the movie cast review, so we'll have a special guest for that cast. Shout outs to Loki. She's staring at us.
Shout outs to Mike. Don't give him a sub.
Yeah.
Don't give him a sandwich. Don't feed him. Don't.
Oh, that's Jenkins.
Jenkins. I don't
know. Mike, you give the sandwiches all you want.
I'm sorry. I'm always confused whether it's Mike or Jenkins because you're always mentioning both of them.
So Mike is allowed to have sandwiches. Jenkins is not. So always remember, follow the Jinkies with no sandwiches. You can have a sandwich. He can't. Follow Red Cycling Inc. on all their social medias. He's been doing playthroughs of Monster Hunter, so definitely check him out. Also, the Twitch channel. Give us a follow. We're trying to make this a way so we can make it to a point that we become officially affiliate. I can't even say the word anymore.
I'm trying to go and promote. Comic-Con is next week. I will be at Comic-Con. Maybe one day in the future we could potentially, have a cast there or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how that works, but I will be making sure that I do promote the shit out of the MorphinCast while we're there. Yep. Also, everything that's from Red Cyclo Inc. Because Comic-Con is not biased when it comes to anything that's pop culture.
Exactly. All right.
Also, I'd like to give a nod and a special RIP to the voice
of Lord Zed.
Yes. We did lose one of our greatest influences in our youth and stuff like that. I'm actually upset that we haven't mentioned it.
You know what? I'll say when we do our shoot the shit cast. When we shoot the I did mention it in the Gets Better Shortcast. It's something Axelman or something like that. Ron Axel.
Just give us 1 second. We gotta fact check real quick.
Yeah. So he was the voice of Lord Zed. He did talk a bunch of other characters. He did Smarty Smurf.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we mentioned like a year ago. He was going through like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he was
battled. We lost two big members of the Power Ranger community this year. So 2019 has been a promising year for us, but in the world of Power Rangers, it's been a sorrowful year because we lost Pua, which is the Red Ranger from Ninja Storm, which is one of my favorite shows like ever in the history of TV shows. You know what I mean? And we just now lost Robert Axelrod, Roger Axelrod, which he was very very loved. He's
very
one of
loved.
The only American characters of Power Rangers. Still to this day, you can look at that suit and it'll bring you back to the day you first saw it.
I'm very sad they didn't use his voice for the game Lord Zed, the Battle for the Grid. He put voices on them, but Lord Zed is not one of the voices. Like his voice is not Lord Zed, which made me sad. But check out for Battle for the Grid. They just added a Shadow Ranger. Play it. It's good.
Also, there's news of a cross series of Ninja Turtles
and Mighty Morphin
Power Rangers, which I will be really excited for because I've already read all the Ninja Turtles, Batman, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So some sad stuff, some good stuff. It's just a constant ride of life. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is.
All right, we're gonna peace out, laters, because I gotta go.